the Red Pill Phone Tap. Welcome, everybody, to the Red Pill Phone Tap. I am Wesley, accompanied by my man over here, Anthony. We thank you for making us part of your week. And today we've got a very special topic for you. Personal stories. I'm going to warn our audience right now. Things could get dark today. Cloudy skies. Chance of scattered getting dark on this show.
Chance of scattered getting dark.
We're going to talk about something that's, this is, Anthony, shout out to your other podcast, The Quiet Part Out Loud. You guys check it out. You get Anthony one-on-one with his thoughts. And it's an appropriate name for, it's appropriate to bring it up because this kind of, this topic today is kind of the quiet part out loud, isn't it?
Yeah.
The world that we live in, the elephant in the room is we observe every day and in our mainstream media sources, men are very disrespected, aren't they? This is what it's about. It's about the acceptance. What we're going to talk about today is the acceptance of just the complete and total disrespect of men in our society. Because, Anthony, we all know that as men, women and children, not so much, but men know that we always have the option to go live under that underpass and just, we failed at life and we're homeless and no one's going to help us, are they?
Nope.
We know that. Every day when we wake up, we know that. We know we got to kind of sort of make the team in society every day, right?
Man.
We got to contribute. Yeah, we got to contribute something. We don't just get to sit around and wish for a man to come save us like women get to.
I was immediately thinking, some of my valleys that I've lived through.
Oh, yeah. You know mine as well.
Right, so we understand that there's no helping hand from society to be like, oh no, you're failing. Don't fail. We got you. There's no net. No net to be caught up in. So,
no child support check coming for us.
No,
to help us pay the bills.
No,
you know what, Anthony? What am I saying?
Okay.
I'm sure women take those child support checks and spend every penny on the child.
No.
What am I saying?
No.
Of course they do. They don't take a child support check and go get their hairs and nails and feet done, do they? That's never happened. No one's ever done that.
I like how when women rebut that with, it's more than just that. So the house, he needs to live somewhere. It needs to have lights. It needs to have he needs to have a
mom that has her nails done.
Well, you know why he needs a mom that needs her nails done? Because she's looking for the replacement that she dismissed.
Yeah, that way she can now get two forms of income.
Double dipping.
Yeah. But we're not allowed to say that, are we? We're not allowed to disrespect women, are we?
I wish men will call that for what it is. You're a double dipper.
Yeah.
You said this man has resources. I can still take his resources and bring someone else to add and help raise my child.
The secret's out, ladies. We know what you're doing. You know what I mean? The quiet part out loud. We know what you're doing. Anthony, let's jump right into this topic of men being disrespected. And immediately when you told me you had a story, I was like, no, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I want to react on air.
Your ass loves to do live reactions to my fucking...
to my plight and terrible war stories out here on these streets.
Oh man.
Yeah, I like being. I want the audience to have the benefit of my honest, unrehearsed reaction to things going on out there on these streets. So lay it on me. Like, what happened when you talk about being disrespected?
Man, all right. So I'm out here, right? I'm out in these internet apps and dating, online dating created for. And I remember listening to Kevin Samuels say these apps are for fucking.
Yeah,
and I was like, man, maybe that's my issue. I'm expecting more than some ass, right?
Can we unpack this for a second?
Yeah, let's do that.
Because I hear people say this, and we've talked about it in this podcast long ago. Some people think some dating apps are for one thing and another dating apps for another thing. It's like, dude, the way I see this, and I'm sorry, I disagree with Kevin Samuels on this. I think it's the women that are using these apps are kind of no fucking good. That's why they're having bad outcomes.
Thank you.
But but I'm trying to explain to people that Tinder has never put anything out there that says this is for fucking.
No.
And I have used Tinder in both ways before. I've used it just for, well, you know what? Not really. I have my own program. I have used Tinder as a tool to build up my rotation. It's a nice tool to build up your rotation quickly. These dating apps, I mean. But there's some people that are like, well, I don't go on Tinder. That's the bad one. Nothing is going to change that you have the same people in the in a certain proximity of geography around you.
Yeah.
Right? All the people are on these apps. You can't change that, Anthony. You can't change the people around you. No matter how many fucking apps you bring in. It's Bumble or Tinder or OkCupid and all this other shit. You can't change it. It's the same people. It's just people. In our case, these are people in the motherfucking city of Houston.
Yeah.
Whether the apps existed or not, that's not going to change. So I have used it to hook up, yes, but I also met my wife on OkCupid.
Yeah.
You know, OkCupid was cool to me. Specifically,
you can narrow down
what you like.
Yeah.
Corey Wayne has a great chapter in his first book. What is it called, Anthony? How to be a 3% man? Or
yes.
How to be a 3% man. And one of the chapters, he challenges you to like, all right, sit down and think about what your ideal woman looks like. Mm-hmm. And I had always been very attracted to Asian women. I've told this story before. I've always been attracted to Asian women. I had never dated an Asian woman. So I got on this app, and now, you remember, for a minute, I was dating nothing but Asian bitches.
Yeah. Motherfucker had a buffet of them.
Yeah. So it was like this OkCupid allowed you to be like, I want Asian women. So I did that. And like I said, I met my wife on the app.
I remember your mindset was like, they don't want me, though. And
And I was like, I have this insecurity inside that Asian, and what turns out is this was in high school. Okay. In high school, Asian girls, you know, they're very all about their family, and they're like, I can't. They would even have a crush on me, and I'm like, I couldn't call them. Like, no, I can't have boys call the house.
Right.
And I can't date you. You're white. I have to date an Asian man. My mom won't allow me, you know.
Until they leave the house.
Yeah, when they leave the house, all those things change. Is what I found out later. But these dating apps, going back to it full circle, to me, they're not for fucking. They're for whatever you want to use them for.
Exactly.
It's a tool. It's like a hammer.
Exactly.
Some people say, man, a hammer ain't no good. The hammer, only thing hammer do is like knock out people's car windows. That's all hammer good. Well, I mean, if you're using it to hammer nails, it's a pretty fucking useful,
right?
Valuable tool. I mean, to me, that's what dating apps are, is a tool. But that's where this story starts. You were on a dating app and out here in these, like you said, out here on these internets.
Yes, in these internets and trying to and like you said, I agree with you wholeheartedly. You could be looking for something in these apps, and you can get it because that's what you're looking for.
Yeah,
and
You could also meet your wife in the club.
Yeah,
It's not the first place you should look for a wife, but it can happen.
There's no guarantees in these apps on who's even available and who they are, what they are. We've talked about dating profiles forever and a day on this show.
And I'll be honest, I don't think we talked about them enough.
Yeah,
because it's some of the greatest entertainment, I think, for us and our listeners.
Yes, because
of how off women are.
Well, I think it's part of everyone's life now. I think there was this regimen of society that looked at dating apps as some kind of loser thing that people do.
Yeah, because there's this whole generation of people that never use them, and they're married and they're like, wow. But I have heard people say the loser thing, but I've also heard people say the man, I never got to experience this.
Oh yeah.
So
I never heard those people. That would be interesting conversation to have with those people that think like that, because I wonder what they're looking for since they say that way.
Well, there's a show that you and I watched where the couple was like, I can't believe we missed all this, and then they ended up bringing a girl in. What was that show? It was called Easy or something.
Oh yeah.
Good show, by the way. That was a good recommendation from
their nanny.
Yeah, they end up hooking up with the nanny on the dating.
Yeah.
Well, it was a girl that taught at the daycare or something. Yeah.
Yes. But she also watched the kids every now and then. So, but anyway, yeah, that was a great show, by the way. Shout out to Netflix and Easy. But
so you're out here on these internets. You're on a dating app. I'm sorry, the audience is probably like, God damn it, Wesley, shut up. Wesley, let the man tell the goddamn story. Okay, the show Easy. We'll check it out. Let Anthony tell the story.
No, context matters. Context matters. All right, but yeah. So, you meet up, you match, you talk, you figure out if you're going to meet, and all that good shit happens, right? And I'm always vetting, and no matter what I'm doing, I was talking to somebody and on a date recently, and she said, "You're purposely saying that," and I said, "I'm never saying anything on accident."
Right.
So I'm like, what do you mean?
I don't have Tourette's syndrome. Motherfucker! Sorry, I accidentally said that.
The thing was, Wesley, in the conversation, the way I presented it, because she was having a back and forth with me, and I was like, I'm gonna kill this shit. So I said something to kind of put her back on track to the conversation that we were trying to have. And then because she couldn't go anywhere, she got mad on what I said because she couldn't maneuver out of it. And I'm like, then so she goes, I'm going to answer the question, but I realize what you're doing. You purposely said it this way so that I wouldn't be able to say anything different. I'm like, whoa. Yeah. So
okay, now I'm curious. So what do you remember what you said, or?
I don't like talking about race.
Oh, I got you.
Racial on the show, so I'll leave it out. But
got you. I'll answer what you said. Yeah, but I know exactly what the fuck you're
right.
Now, so you're not fooling anybody.
Right.
So stop it.
Yeah. But the thing is, I said it that way is because anything that I say to someone is thought out. I'm not just throwing out words just to be filling space. So when I talk to people. And let's say that I say something that they may feel like it's disrespectful, or that they may say that it's mean or whatever, right? For the most part, if I know I'm gonna come off a certain way, because I've been accused of being an asshole, I know that. I know that it's not coddling your feelings. I know that it's not being presented in a way for you to consume easily. This is no coated pill that I gave you. I understand that. And I did that for a reason, because I want you to understand I'm not running from consequences of what this conversation may bring. And in that, I tend to turn off women who have a delusional mindset of what dating is and dating a man is, right?
you're like, on this dating journey, I might cut across accountability street.
And then park.
And park there for a minute. Yeah.
So, this particular situation was, we got along as far as conversation wise. We met a couple of times. Everything was cool with that, and there was some chemistry. That was chemistry there, right? And yet there was no commitment. I mean, I remember her saying, like, I don't really know what I want out here, but I don't want to be alone, right? So what I'm reading that she's double speaking.
Can I guess her age? Because
Go ahead.
Immediately when you said that, I was like, I don't hear a lot of women that have plenty of time saying that. I usually hear that from women that are like pretty much out of time. They're like, I mean, it's literally like women are in a proverbially, they're in a car going. Then whenever you have a T in the road, you got to turn right or you got to turn left. They're in a car going 100 miles an hour, and they're about to have to make a decision, go left or right. Mm-hmm. And they're 100 miles an hour, a block away from this T in the street, going, I don't know what I'm going to do. I want to turn left. Bitch, you don't have time. You better make a decision. Jesus Christ. I mean, I guess because I get in a bubble and Kevin Samuel's bubble and, you and I are always talking, I forget that women still don't know yet. They don't have time for all this because they're eventually going to hit the wall. I guess in this analogy, they're going to hit the wall. You got to make a decision. You don't have time to just be feeling guys out. I don't know what I want out here. I mean, I might get married. I might not. Bitch, once you're 50 years old, the decision's been made for you. Don't no men get excited about dating 50-year-old bitches. Unless they're named Jennifer Lopez, as we said
right
in a previous episode. So,
awesome.
So let me guess her age, because it always seems like those types of women. She's saying, I don't know. Can I guess that she is age 39?
She's younger
than 35.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is she younger than 26?
No. 34.
Yeah, she don't got much time, bro.
And she got a kid.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Young kid.
Oh, please. How old's the kid?
2.
Wow. That's messy.
Yes.
I'll let you continue the story without. No, I'm serious. I'm like, oh man, that's messy.
No, we have time, man. Oh, we can break it. We can break it down because
okay. I mean, 2-year-old kid. That's messy. What, Anthony?
They don't think that though. They do not believe it is.
Does this specific person not think it's messy?
Exactly.
Oh boy. 2 years old. I mean, that is a toddler. I have a 2-year-old in my house right now. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you. I mean, we went and got tires this morning. This kid's running all around the tire place. I mean, 2-year-olds they have not learned how to act yet.
No.
And there's better ones and there's worse. I mean, better ones and there's worse ones. Mm-hmm. But it's still 2. You can't escape that.
No.
2 years ago, you made a baby with somebody.
Yeah.
And where is he? Just
around.
Oh boy, because that's what men want. They want to get with chicks that have other dudes around.
Right.
Well, what is he supposed to do, Wesley? They have a kid together. Exactly. I don't care what they're supposed to do. Right, I just know there's some other dude around somewhere. Yeah. It hasn't become common knowledge out here on these streets that being a single mom is not something to be celebrated. Get out your pen and pads, everybody. I want you to write this down. This is going to hurt. Being a single mother is shameful. I said it. Let me say it again. Being a single mother is shameful. You wrecked your own home. You don't care about the outcome of your child. You broke up with the dude. Can I guess that she broke up with him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This is just commonplace in the modern society we live in, right?
Yep.
Has she dropped a he ain't shit bomb?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what this episode's about. Just disrespecting men has just become normal, hasn't it?
Well, I think that a lot of times when women are describing, especially to other men, that they are trying to convince that, hey, it ain't me, it ain't my fault, they have to give this story that this monster was in their life. This monster that they decided to have a kid with is in their life. And
they were such a monster that they decided to have a kid with them.
No, they were such a monster that
don't make no sense.
They gave that guy the best, the highest honor a woman can give a man.
Yep.
So that's how horrible the guy was. But it's never. This is the thing. They always say he wasn't like that before. Mm-hmm. Okay. What did he actually do to become this monster all of a sudden, right? And it's if the thing existed, the thing that you have a problem with existed at any time before that kid was born, you knew what you was getting into, and you still continued to go through because of what he had potential. He just changed all of a sudden, and I thought he was going to do better when the kid came.
I was young. No, you weren't young.
No.
You were 33. I'm sorry, you were 32.
So I think that if I was to, I guess, have this conversation again when I had it, because I never saw the kid. I never had to deal with the kid other than when she was on the phone, right? And it was always this. I don't know if other guys have been on the phone with a woman who has a kid, and the kid is just doing this 2-year-old thing. Mm-hmm. That shit's a turn off, bro. Like,
and it's not even on her radar that this is a turn off. I bet.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I'm a mom. Take me how I am. I'm a mom. My kid come first. I'm a mom.
And I could tell, she could tell that I was having an issue with it. And she was like, well, if you're going to mess with me, my kid and I are a package.
I bet she said this confidently.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with no shame in her voice whatsoever. Hey, I just made myself a single mother. Hey, I just made it to where my son or daughter does not have access to his father every day. And I'm proud to say we're a package. We come together. Oh, God. It just needs... How do we get the message out there, Anthony, for it to become common knowledge that being a single mom is shameful?
I'm not sure if there's a message that we can give, because a lot of times it comes to, like we talked about earlier, accountability of the actions you take. Mm-hmm. And the people you decide. Think about this. You decide to have a baby with a person you're not married to, right?
Marry before you carry, right? It's something we've heard our whole lives, right? At least we did. I mean, maybe the new generation's not saying that, right?
Can you imagine being a woman and knowing that, hey, I'm going to be hindered by this child for a long time, at least a third of my life, and
so it better be worth it.
Yeah, with the man, they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about baby clothes, painting the room pink or blue, all this shit. None of the future shit. None of the things that could what could go wrong. They talk about all the shit that can go wrong in a marriage. They don't think about all the shit that go wrong having a baby.
Right. And brief little side story here. My godchildren last weekend were watching what looks like kind of an innocent movie. The movie Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
By the way, I've only seen pieces of it. I've never seen the whole movie all the way through. But I guess they have to set things up that she divorces him. And they got to show Robin Williams' character like he's fucking up, in the marriage. And I'm sure it's something that they set up quickly. They probably don't put a lot of thought into it because we want to get to the fun where Robin Williams is dressed as a woman and doing weird shit, right? That's what people paid admission to come see is Robin Williams dancing around like an old woman, right? But I asked the kids because I was doing a lot of university work with case studies and things like that, and it makes me, and purposely this class makes you think of things like, hey, how come this is like this? We were in class thinking about the soft drink industry, and the professor was asking questions like, why do people like this brown sugar water so much? Why is this a thing? 100 years ago, this shit wasn't even around. How did it become a thing? And then you study how it becomes a thing, right? But you've never really asked yourself, why is Coca-Cola a thing? How come it's just when I get a burger and fries, now I got to choose my soft drink? It's just become the norm, right?
Yeah.
In this movie, Mrs. Doubtfire, I realized, I asked the kids, I was like, so she divorced him. I'm like, and the reason Robin Williams wants to do this is because he wants to see his kids daily. It's very sad if you fucking think about it.
It's very sad.
Quite literally. So he dresses up like a nanny dresses up like an old woman to become the nanny so he can see his kids every day. And his kids, I don't know if they know if it's him or not. Like I said, I've never seen the movie. But I asked my godchildren, I was like, so why did the woman divorce him? And immediately my godson's like, well, yeah, I kind of get why she divorced him. He was really messing up. And I was like, but have you ever asked yourself, and his name's Eli. I said, Eli, have you ever asked yourself, how can people get married? Do you guys know what they say when they get married? And they're like, yeah. And these are smart kids. They're like, for better, for worse, to rich, for poor. And I said, what's the last thing they say? And Eli says, till death do us part. I was like, have you ever thought, like, why did she break that commitment? Well, he was messing up. I was like, yeah, but it's very clear. They could change the words.
Right.
They could change the words and like...
Until he stopped washing the dishes?
Yeah. Unless he mess up, then I'm out of the contract.
But if you propose this to a woman and say, like, hey...
being divorced is shameful, right?
No. If you change the wedding vows... and make it and put an expiration date on it, and it has to be renewed, I think there'll be a lot more. A lot more because now
marriage doesn't mean anything because even a little boy, and he is 12 years old, even he knows like divorce is just normal.
Yeah.
Even he knows. Well, of course, he's messing up. So he is 12 years old, and already in his head, it's like marriage is a negotiable contract. It can be negotiated at any time. However, that's not what they say.
No.
So then that translates into our society into what? Like vows don't mean anything anymore, right? So then it eventually goes to a place.
What you say doesn't matter.
Words don't mean anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And as we talk about disrespect, by the way, everybody, I have been divorced in my life. This isn't me casting judgment out. It's me making a societal observation of like, this shit just doesn't mean anything anymore. And this woman that you're dealing with, there's no shame associated with her having a failed relationship. Did she get married, by the way? Probably not. It's probably not an ex-husband that's hanging around, right? It's probably just an ex-boyfriend.
Bro,
isn't shame kind of?
I'm kind of like, no, this wasn't. Nope, they did not get married. No, they
Wow.
didn't get married.
So there was never a, hey, this is my son or daughter's father. I better keep him around. That was never probably ever a thought in her mind. Hey, if I'm not happy, fuck this kid having a father every day. If I'm not happy, fuck it.
Well, because like we talked about earlier,
Send him down the road.
Like we talked about in our past podcast, we talked about how they're not thinking about the kid. It's how I feel. What does it matter to me? And again, I'm not telling anybody to be in a bad relationship that's abusive, and
it's almost like we have to frame our talks on this, knowing that someone's going to take the most extreme thing.
Exactly.
Oh, so what are you saying? You saying people got to stay in relationships where they're getting beat up and
right?
Well, I won't say the other thing, or our thing will get canceled.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't even say certain words.
Yeah.
We can't even say certain words. It's just that's what's happened. But anyways, we digress. So you're having a conversation. The kid is all over the place.
All over the place, man, and won't act right, and she got to do her motherly duty, whatever. And I'm like, hey, let me just talk to you later, because I don't want to continue to be turned off by you just having to take care of your business as a mom. Just call me when you're no longer under obligation to be with your kid right now, right? Then we can talk, because
you care about your kid.
Yeah.
No one else cares about your kid.
Right.
Bruh, unless you're like close friends, like I was just talking about my godchildren, unless it's like, unless they care. Otherwise, this special thing that you think is special, don't nobody else fucking think that. That little toddler, I'm sure is great.
Right.
But to me and you, that's just another person in the world.
Well, think about it. I'm thinking about it like this. He ain't my kid, right?
Yeah.
And
they don't get that at all, do they?
No.
They're like, man, you want this vagina?
You
got to go over here and give his kid some money. Buy him some candy and a Kool-Aid. Come here, little fella. Want a candy and a Kool-Aid? Candy and a Kool-Aid? You want to, come here. Come on, sit on my knee. Candy and a Kool-Aid? Candy and a Kool-Aid over there? Candy and a Kool-Aid? Come get some candy and a Kool-Aid. Yeah. That's not, we don't care about your kid, man.
And that's it. And that's difficult to like put out there, right? It
should be obvious, right? But that's why it's uncomfortable. It's like telling somebody that their zipper's down. Like, this is uncomfortable, but I want them to know their zippers. Hey, bro, you're out there in the world right now. It's all your shirt tail is like coming out your pants. It's uncomfortable because you shouldn't have to explain to single moms. Don't nobody care about your kid, man. I don't want to see it hurt or something bad happen, but I don't fucking know this dude or girl. Like, I don't care. It's messy. And they just don't understand how messy it is, do they?
No. Because
it's almost like you're sitting over there sad right now. You're like, no. They just don't realize. Anthony's just sitting over there. God,
listen.
This poor bitch don't know.
Yeah. So this is the thing. When you're dating older women, I'll say older as over 30, right? Mm-hmm. And especially when they have kids, they still don't understand, like they have gone down in the scale. Like they still believe they're still the same number of attractiveness to men.
But I just got out of hot girl summer. My 20s are over. Now it's time to settle down, right? No, man.
No.
No.
So if they was an 8, right? They thought they was a hot 8, and they got a kid now. You ain't a hot 8 no more.
Nope.
I don't care if you had that snapback and you got the same body, you worked hard to get the same body. You're still not a hot 8 anymore. How many points do they lose for having a kid?
At least one.
At least one, right?
I mean, I can already hear, you said earlier, an older woman, and then you were like, an older woman, you know, over 30. I could hear them out there like, I mean,
clutching pearls.
Whoa! You're like, you know, an old bitch, you know, over 30. And they're just like, wait, hold on a second. Let me rewind that. Did he say old bitch?
I did.
Over 30? You heard them, right? They're out there like, wait, whoa. I just got done with Hot Girl Summer. What's the problem? No, man. You used up all your 20s putting D's in every hole.
Well, when you push out another human out of your vagina, like there's you're a used car now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, boy.
Somebody else had this
You
car.
are making them mad out there right now, Anthony. You are making them mad.
This car had a previous owner.
Oh, no, Anthony. Oh.
Bro, I don't care. I don't care about feelings, man. Look, my thing is this. Like, we talk about truths, right, on this show. And if the truth's hard to hear, just don't fucking listen. Go back to doing what you was doing and hope life works out for you. But if you want to hear, like, what's actually real and what your situation is based on the conversations we have amongst men, you might learn something. But the thing is, man, when I think this about a woman that is already trying to set up, like, a man has to accept certain caveats for her. Like, if she had no children, right, she would be acting different. Wouldn't she be like, oh, we should be doing this and doing that and being spontaneous and all that? As soon as they got a kid, well, I still want to do those things, but you got to, you know, understand that I come with a kid, so
I proudly come with a kid that's not yours.
Well,
proudly.
You supposed to just accept that kid regardless because you want to spend time with her. And
you know that I don't like getting political on this show. And by the way, for anybody that, in case anybody thinks I'm dancing around the topic, I'm an undecided voter. I don't root for either party because I feel like once I do that, they ain't gonna do shit for me. Okay, if they think I'm lockstep with a party and they always got my vote, they ain't gonna do shit for me. It's any rational person can figure that out. I don't like getting political, but the president we had before this one, I don't want to get people supercharged. I won't even mention the man's name. But the president we had before the current one, I used to think that formalities and, you know, showing humility and doing things that were kind of ceremonious, I always used to roll my eyes at them, Anthony. It's like, oh, God, how dumb do people have to be that we have to do this
but it matters.
Ceremonial shit? Well, I didn't realize it mattered until this other guy got in office. And I was like, Jesus Christ, man. All right, my bad. I was so wrong about that. The reason I say that is because humility in this woman's case, it would make a difference to you, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Humility makes a difference. Yeah, she can't change. She had the kid.
No.
And we've all made mistakes.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I am talking about mistakes I made in the past, it comes with a certain heaping helping of humility where I'm like, yeah, this is a mistake. This isn't something I want to be loud and proud about, but I had a kid. I got divorced. By the way, that's not true. In my first divorce, we didn't have children. But if I did, I'd be like, oh, you know, it's terrible. It's shameful. I got in front of all my family and said, till death do us part, you can see I'm still alive and you can see that bitch ain't around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's shameful. It's shameful. I made a mistake. You know, we try to learn from it, whatever, but it's shameful to be divorced. Let me repeat what I just said. It is shameful to be divorced. That's what they're doing out there. They're gasping, aren't they? Whoa! No, divorced people don't want to fucking say that, do they?
Well, they don't want to be labeled and then prejudged.
We talk about this all the time, Anthony. We're like, everybody says, well, no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. But the minute you point out how someone's not perfect, hey,
don't be pointing and shit. Stop your pointing.
So that's what I wanted to ask you directly. Like, humility would make a difference, right?
It does. Because it shows that you're not just flippant about your faults.
And I didn't think of this until just now. This thought just came in my brain. Humility is also an indicator for how the future is going to be.
Yeah.
With this person.
Yeah.
If this person's just flippant about getting rid of a fucking child's father, sending him out to the streets. Well, I mean, he comes and visits him from time to time. Motherfucker, that's not the same as having a dad every day that comes home and kisses the wife, pets the dog, picks up the kid, and spins him around. And that ain't this. Your kid don't get that now, and you kind of sound flippant about how you made that decision. Mm-hmm. So how you going to treat me?
Right.
Now that I'm dating you,
and I'm not the child's father, so I don't get any leash.
No,
I gotta just accept your situation for what it is, raw, and do it happily.
Now, the kids in the background,
yeah,
jumping around. What happens then? Is this when the moment of disrespect happens?
No, I think it's disrespectful, and it's my opinion, right? I think it's disrespectful to put people on hold while you're dealing with kid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you can't give that person your undivided attention, then you should say, "Hey, let's reconvene at another time." But if you're saying, well, I ain't talking to you, I want to talk to you even when I'm doing this, and you should value me wanting to talk to you while I'm doing something else. It's like you're telling me you don't get a full meal even though you got to pay for the whole price.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Like here, take these fries, but I know you're used to getting the burger, fries, and the drink, but I just got some of these fries for you, and it ain't a full bag either. So it's like, okay. And when I would say, hey, just hit me back, when I can see that you preoccupied, hit me back. No, just can't just wait. Gosh, I mean, if we're gonna be together, you're gonna have to be around this all the time.
Whoa. Okay. Well, this isn't a good. I don't know what sales pitch you think you're doing. But it's like if you don't enjoy having to deal with another man's walking and talking sperm, if you don't enjoy it, boy, I mean, there is a place out there in Cancel, Connecticut,
yeah,
for you to stay. Right? You're just supposed to sit here and just deal with it. Not your kid. By the way, I have a toddler.
I'm about to ask you a true serious question. I was like, Wesley, you have a kid right now. When your kid starts crying and acting out of control, does it just irk you a little bit? And that's your fucking kid.
It's my kid. Yeah, I mean, when you got here to Navigation Studios, you got to see it first hand. Rather, it was just like, I'm having a breakdown, laying on the floor.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I joke around and I say, "Uh-oh." I call her Black Pill Betty. Black Pill Betty showed up because it reminds me. I mean, when you look at a toddler and we were all like this as humans, you just aren't mentally tough enough to deal with. I can't do exactly what the fuck I want to do right now. Nope, we have to turn the cartoon off. It's time for bed. And they're not mentally strong enough to just be like, holy shit, I can't have my way. Oh my, this is the worst thing ever that's ever happened on earth. And you see them like, and this is how black pill men are.
Yeah.
They just got the information for the first time recently about all this red pill shit, and they can't handle it. They're like, oh my, they're not tough enough mentally,
right, to
be like, no, what do you mean none of this Disney shit is true? Ah, I hate all women. I hate them all. And it's like, it's okay, but black pill Bob, you're black pill right now. You can still come to the red pill later on. This is just how the world is. I'm sorry. I didn't know about it either for a minute. So this is how the world is.
Hey, this is new for all of us, man. We all trying to figure this shit out.
And this is probably brand new for this young lady, that people don't want to deal with her goddamn toddler. It ain't my kid, lady. It ain't my kid, you know. So she gets a little bit of attitude.
Yeah.
We're going to be together. Just give me a minute, Anthony. But the thing is, though, why don't you hit me back? Because I don't like dealing with your kids.
Well, well, the thing is, if as soon as you say that, now it's you don't like my kid.
No, that's not what I said.
But no, that's what it turns into. Now they get to hide behind a child because they didn't get their way, right? They didn't get their way, so now they get to say, "You don't like my child, so if you don't like my child, I can't date you because you might do something bad to my child."
Oh, yeah. Because, you know, that's what Anthony does. He just runs and grabs toddlers and slams them up against walls, and
and it's like
takes their candy away,
right?
Takes their mac and cheese and eats it himself.
Put the empty bowl back in front of him and shit.
Oh, looks like you're full. Time for bed.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I see you around kids. My daughter loves you. That's not the case. It's just like, I don't want it. I called to talk to a young lady about let's go out sometime, or let's have a quick conversation, or whatever the fuck it is. I did not dial a number going, I hope the kid bothers the fuck out of me.
Right.
I hope that good old toddler's there to fuck this whole conversation up. No, you called for a specific purpose. As you said when you told me before you were on a date, and she's like, it was this story, and you were like, she's like, oh, I see, you're deliberately wording that. You're like, look, I don't say things accidentally. I approach life deliberately.
Yes.
I called for reason A, and now you're giving me reason C, and so I'm not in for this.
Right.
I'm not just gonna sit here and just take it in the fuck, like take it on the chin, and just have my life ruled by this toddler that does not belong to me until you get your shit together over there. And by the way, I'm not even critiquing her as a mom. I probably could, but I'm not even critiquing her as a mom. I'm accepting that this is a toddler and this is having a toddler moment.
Right.
But that's not what you signed up for.
Right. I'm about to say, I don't need to witness it.
Yeah.
And if and the thing is, man, I did critique her. You know what I mean? And, and the reason I did, because she pushed me to this conversation.
We've got to work the people gasping into the podcast more, because I swear that's like every sentence. If this were like if they put us on instead of Jimmy Kimmel,
yeah,
it would just be nothing but.
Everybody gonna catch COVID because they sucking all that air in.
So you're like, hey, let me give you some constructive criticism.
This was my critique, right? Because she put me on Front Street. She said, it seems like you're uncomfortable with when my kid, acts up, this and that and third. And I said, well, let me tell you something. I'm a man. I see things differently than women. So when I see a kid act up, I handle it differently than what a woman would. So the way you handle things is to coddle and to ask a whole bunch of questions, say it's okay and all that. And that's all good. That's how women deal with kids. But I'm a man, and I deal with kids differently. But he's not my kid to say anything to. So I shut the fuck up. I don't need to say anything. But, you know, the way you do it, he's still going to do what the fuck he's trying to do because he's getting the mommy treatment. And as a dad, because I had 2 kids, I handled my shit differently. Hey, enough's enough. This is the situation. It's not going to change. No tears going to change it. No, how loud you get is going to change it. Matter of fact, I might start deducting shit because you won't correct yourself. Right?
Right.
So I'm not going to sit here and, you know, coddle the situation. I'm different. You know? So she was like, well, and so she knew that she opened up a door that she didn't want to really deal with. So she was like, well, you know, I could just, you know, call you back. It just seems that, you know, you get irritated with my child and eventually you'll have to meet him. And if you feel that way now, you're not going to feel how you're going to feel around him when he's doing that. And I'm like, look.
Listen, exactly. I was like, oh, my, it's like the conversation is, like I am jumping in for you. Listen, lady, thank you for all the hypothetical fucking hoo-ha over there. Well, I mean, in the future, hypothetically, you're going to maybe have
but what is that?
What if in the future?
Sign language, bro.
Oh, shame, insults, guilt need to be right.
And it's like, I don't.
And now, all of a sudden, now that she wants to get off the phone, now it's cool to get off the phone, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No, because she gets to get off the phone because I somehow insulted her son and her interactions with each other.
This has worked for her a big portion of her life, right?
And I'm okay. Listen, this is the thing, man. I don't think a lot of women understand this. When they do this, like, oh my God, you're this way, you're being an asshole, this and that. Guess what? When I know I'm being an asshole, and guess what? I'm okay.
Yeah.
Because this is not a situation that's optimal for me. This is not bringing me benefits, right?
Right.
For me to deal with what you're going through right now, that's beneficial for you, not for me. For me to accept your situation and be involved in it and help you out and take some stress off your life by me dealing with your kid instead of you, that's beneficial to you, not to me. It takes more of my time. It takes more of my energy. And I have to be a quote-unquote parent to a child that's not mine.
Yeah. Now, does this mean, given the circumstances, does this mean that this young lady is deplorable?
No.
Throwaway?
No.
No chance in the game?
No.
No, but but you got to change how the fuck you're acting.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to understand. What you just said was just so obviously simple. And it would never occur to her. People don't fucking care about your kid. Now, we can, over time.
Yes.
Presented the correct way.
Right.
But just this whole...
I was about to say
take me as
matters.
I am. Oh, my God.
Yeah, presentation matters, bro.
Yeah, and again, like I said, that former president showed me that shit. I was like, whoa. The ceremony matters. Manners matter.
Yeah.
How you speak to people,
100
matters. To your point, like, hey, I don't say things accidentally,
right?
And just like you said, I'm not being an asshole accidentally either.
Exactly.
You're not getting accidental asshole over here. You're getting someone who's acting very deliberate. So does she get off the phone with you?
Yeah. I mean, when I make up my mind to do something, that's what I do, man. So, get off the phone, and obviously there's like some contention there, right? There's some tension that's gonna be next time we get on the phone. It's like, well, you know, I'm trying to just understand what just happened, and you know what I'm saying, like that bullshit, right?
Jesus, oh God,
this is why, ladies, men fucking ghost you, because no one wants to deal with all that fucking. You need to carry this burden, weight of worry about what she thinks about you, thinking about her kid of somebody else's sperm, right? No guy wants to fucking carry that. And you forcing it on somebody that's you never slept with that has no reason to even stick around, and you just like, I can shame you into sticking around because you should want to, because you find me attractive enough to maybe want to slide inside me, you should take on the burdens that exist in my life. Is that fair?
No.
Because if I was to ask you of that, how easy would you accept it?
Not easy at all. I mean, again, man, none of us are perfect. We all have our own issues.
Yes.
But how you show up loud and proud about, Jesus, I mean, this person has no self-awareness whatsoever. I mean, yes, it's become normal that people get divorced. But yes, you should understand it's shameful to get divorced. Shame is a very good societal tool. It helps people stay on the right road. Shame is good. It's not something that should be eliminated just because people feel bad. People feeling bad is important in our society because it helps keep people making the right decisions that are going to benefit them and give them the best outcomes. Otherwise, this is all just a fucking big-ass anarchy, man.
Right.
This is all a big anarchy. And it's just, this is kind of typically what you see out here with single women, right? Just completely unself-aware.
Shame. 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 Shame.
Yeah, we're not even asking you to walk through the streets naked like Cersei on Game of Thrones had to do and have people throw rotten vegetables at you. We're just asking you to show a little fucking humility.
Right.
I mean, shame is a positive tool. And ladies, just because you feel bad in a moment, we should not completely restructure our society so that you never have a bad feeling.
Oh, that's a great take right there.
In her mind, I'm sure she's the victim in all this.
Of course. Oh my God, man. When are women not victims? I don't hear this fucking gang of women out here saying, you know what, I'm here to take accountability. All my wrongs.
I cannot believe I took my own son's father away from him.
And
his daily life.
And literally,
well, he gonna stay with his dad for the summers.
Literally,
that's the same thing. That's the same thing as having a dad.
Literally, bro, every time I fucking call, the kid is like, is that my dad? Like,
oh my, are you serious?
Yeah.
So even the kid has kind of got some language out there which trying to communicate certain shit. Because basically what the child is saying is, I wish it was my dad.
Yes.
I feel disconnected from my dad. I bet this is one of those women that say, my kids come first.
Oh,
even though I erased.
You think it's not, bro? Come on, man. The thing is, this person is so used to having to be able to get the narrative situated in their favor, that because it's her opinion, it's truth and fact, right? Because it's what she wants to believe, it is the truth. So it's like absolutes. Anytime she has an opinion.
Anthony, maybe we're being too strict on women. You know what? Maybe this isn't. Maybe women have got it right. We have it wrong.
In what way?
I don't know. Maybe we're just being too hard on women. Maybe, you know what? Let's play a clip.
And out there,
fair use.
Because we're about to go there. Because this woman, we're about to go there because this woman allegedly did. According to the Orange County DA's office, Catherine Q. Becker is accused of cutting off her husband's penis with a knife, taking his penis and throwing it into the garbage disposal.
I'm sorry, for our audience, Sharon Osbourne, the wife of Ozzy Osbourne, is making a motion of her finger and spinning it around and laughing she's imitating a penis being put into a garbage disposal and laughing and rocking back and forth.
She's been charged with felony torture and aggravated mayhem. Police say Becker attacked him because he filed for divorce. She's being held. She goes, that'll teach him.
Hilarious, right? They think so.
Is that acceptable? Because that's what it sounds like.
Maybe they're not going to laugh the whole time. Maybe they're going to finally like come back to like a man's body that was mutilated. A man's penis is basically his manhood. The man can never have sex again for the rest of his life. Maybe they're going to like realize the gravity of this. Surely they're not going to laugh the whole time, right?
She is being held in a California jail while her husband remains in the hospital.
I bet you that those prison guards are wearing one of those. What are those things that footballers wear? Those metal cups.
Oh yeah, that the athletes wear.
Yes, yes.
Jockstraps. Cups.
Yes. I mean, I don't know the circumstances. I don't know why he filed for divorce. I don't know what was going on between them. However, I do think it's quite fabulous. I mean, can you just imagine that thing whizzing around the disposal? It's like hysterical. But however, I think I would have just, depending on why she cut it off. I mean, it does depend on the reasons why.
Does it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, standards. You practice it.
What would be an
I would have
acceptable reason?
I'll think of one. I would have just thrown it in the dog's bowl.
Why does the dog have to suffer?
Chewing on an old bone.
Fair
Well,
use.
remember the Lorena Bobbitt, the Bobbitt case where
Love her.
she kind of did that
Love
first.
her. I like candles by her picture.
You love Bobbitt. Well, at least she didn't put it in the garbage disposal. So they went and they found it in a field somewhere, and they were able to reattach it. But once you put it in the garbage disposal, I guess there's no reattaching that thing.
And also, it's like, was she like, oh, I cut it up, but that's not enough. I'm going to throw it in the garbage disposal.
And then turn it
she
on.
wasn't satisfied by just cutting it off. So,
I don't know that there's anything that my husband could do to make me that mad, though.
Oh, I can think of something.
Really?
All right, like what?
We'll cut it off there, Anthony, because I want to throw some. I wanted to use that clip to throw some water on the audience's face that thinks we're silly for this podcast, or that what we're saying is an exaggeration of the truth.
Or we're so one-sided about it that the opposite doesn't happen at all. Like we're only speaking of extremes, right?
Let's talk about the opposite. In this case, this was on television,
Daytime
TV. Children could watch this, and we just talked about my godchildren watching Mrs. Doubtfire, and how it affects. Like, oh yeah, if a guy messes up, you just fucking divorce him. Throw away these fucking dads.
What a precedent, huh?
And here we have on daytime television, because where children can watch it, children that are not yet school age, this is funny to mutilate another human. Let's forget that he's a man. This is funny to mutilate another human being to the point where they will never be able to engage in sexual intercourse for the rest of their life. How? I didn't tell our audience that's listening, but they were flashing to the audience, and the audience was laughing. All women that were laughing. This is one of the most disgusting, deplorable clips I've ever seen on the fucking internet. And I've seen some bad shit out there. Laughing like this is comedy. And towards the end of this video, they say, well, I don't know. Probably not cool for us to laugh because what if a man cut off a woman's breasts? Would that even be, Anthony, that's the opposite of this. Someone mutilates a woman and cuts off her breast. Would that be allowed to be laughed at on television?
No.
Oh, boy. And that's still not as bad as cutting off a man's penis. That's still not as bad. Because a woman that has her breast cut off can still
have
engage,
a baby.
Still have a baby, still engage in sexual intercourse. You have given that guy a death sentence for sexual intercourse for the rest of his life. You've given him a life sentence of urinary, just going to the restroom is a problem for this gentleman. Can never use a urinal again. It made national news, and so everyone knows whether they see him naked or not. They know he don't have a penis. Could this man possibly remarry now?
No.
Not at all. Not at all. And this is fucking comedy fodder to women. I didn't, what does Kevin Samuel say? I didn't pay these women to do this. Ladies, this is what you are.
I hate, you know what, man? I remember a friend of mine discussing how they thought that this show was always pointing out the faults of women and making it seem as if we were always picking the most extreme examples. Mm-hmm. But I also told her this. I said, how come we never run out of examples then?
That's a good take. Kevin Samuels has women on his show. What does he do? Five nights a week?
No. Well, four.
Yeah, 4 nights a week. He never runs out of women. And as we said on our last episode, women are learning the answers to the test, and he still is able to show.
They still fail the exam.
They still fail. Still fail the exam. That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. They still fail the exam, even though they know the answers. This is absolutely disgusting. So I know I could hear their little fingers typing as we were talking about, hey, it ain't cool to have your kid on the phone when you're on the phone with somebody. And all you were trying to do was I'll catch you later.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, well, if you want to have this out, I don't like the way you handle the kid. I wasn't trying to do that. I didn't go to the bulletin board and sign up for talking to somebody that's distracted by a toddler class. I didn't sign up for that class. I called you for a specific reason. We can't accomplish that specific thing. So, cool, I'll catch you later. Hold on a second. Hypothetical situation one. What if you're over here and then how are you gonna? I'm on a package deal with my kid. Thank you for pointing out the obvious. What do we think, ladies? Seriously, let's have this out. Let's have this out. I'm a package deal, ladies. What do you think we thought? What do you think we thought?
We thought he was gonna be like, "Hey,
once we start going steady, get rid of the kid.
Gotta get rid of this little motherfucker."
Jesus Christ! It is a listen to me, ladies. Listen to me if you're listening. It is a sign of low IQ when people point out super obvious shit. Don't believe me? Go ahead and hang out with your friend, sitting outside for brunch. And you're like, hey, how'd your week go? Well, pretty good. Oh, hey, Anthony. Check it out. Sky's blue. Dope as fuck, right? Like, shit. When you point out obvious shit.
Are you high, motherfucker?
Exactly.
But this is why women, when guys say single moms are at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to dating, they can't grasp. They don't want to be able to grasp that reality because it's like you are the last ones we want to date. It ain't because you have so much value to give, and like, well, I'm a mother now, and I'm this and that. I got so much to offer. Yeah, you got too much to offer. and you got extra back. Like, people have baggage on their own, Wesley.
Yeah.
From having failed relationships, failed marriages, failed parents. You know what I'm saying? They got their own traumas alone without kids. But now you're bringing somebody else's kids, and then you got to deal with whatever relationship that was and why that had a fallout and why they didn't get along. Now you got that still around. And then you be like, well, why wouldn't you want to date me? I mean, I still have value. It's less value. Yes, you have value. It's just a lot less than you did before the kid. And it's not because men just hate kids.
It ain't my kid.
It ain't my shit.
It's messy. It's messy. And by the way, we're not saying you're deplorable. We're not saying, hey, throw this bitch away. We're just saying you need to understand that and come with a little humility. That's all you're asking. And look and understand maybe what inevitably happens when you date a girl with kids. Inevitably, you usually get attached to the kid.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's usually what happens.
And that's what they're banking on.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a cute kid.
So, ladies, let it happen. I mean, Jerry Maguire, that movie, when we saw it happen, right? Let it happen. Don't come up with all these hypotheticals. You need to like my kid fucking day one. Dude, I don't fucking know this kid, man.
At all.
God. This prideful, like, attitude of, like, me and my kid are a package deal. Thank you. Yes, the sky's blue. Thank you for that. I didn't think once we began a relationship, we were going to send him out to boarding school. Jesus Christ, man. You know, I mean, I don't know. How did the disrespect continue, though, Anthony?
All right, man. So time went on. Even with these hiccups, I still found some value in conversing with this person. Right?
Oh, okay.
And eventually, it was like, okay, once we date a few more times to kind of, because I'm gonna vet this person, right? And let me date you and vet you to figure out if you still are, because she had a good mouth game, right, when it came to expressing herself.
Oh, okay. So not oral sex. Okay. All right.
No. It didn't even get to sex, right?
Oh.
And you know me, right? So it's like, okay, I'm still trying to figure this out. But things happened, right? And where the disrespect came in was the expectation of me accepting how can I say, certain behaviors. I'm very particular when it comes to the woman I want in my life. I don't like to be talked back to, like, in a argumentative way. Like, if we're having a discussion and you disagree with me and you won't let me finish my conversation, you gotta interject and interrupt every time I'm trying to make a point because it's making you feel uncomfortable, then what's the point of me having a conversation with you when you're not even listening to what's to be said? Because you can tell when someone's listening to you versus waiting for you to shut up so they can talk.
Right.
And
that's that sign language shit that need to be right.
Yeah.
They're not taking in any information. They just got to win this fucking this conversation. Like you said, verbal chess.
Yeah. So, they want you to have a certain attitude. They want you to be happy when you're on the phone with them at all times so they can feel good about themselves as far as feeling valuable from a man's perspective. And
yeah, got to be happy when you're around. We got to have them Instagram shots. Got to have them Instagram shots, man.
Man, so some text messages were exchanged where they wanted something from me and I wasn't able to give it to them, right? And they're always they angry about what they can't get versus what they can. They never look at the other side of what you actually getting versus what you wanted. And because what I wanted in the moment didn't happen, then anything that you gave me before ain't shit, right?
Oh wow!
So,
Really?
in my opinion, like you can't even accept what's being offered to you, and at the same time, you have your own restrictions. You can't give me everything I want. I understand that you, as a single mother, can't give me everything I want, but I still put you in a position to have an opportunity to have access to me.
These are called trade-offs.
Exactly.
Right?
I like to say what Kevin Samuels mentioned in the podcast before about trading value for value, right? And I'm getting some value from you, so I'll exchange some value to you, right?
Yeah, I didn't hear that. That's a good take.
Yeah, when I heard it, I said that is exactly what we're doing here. We're negotiating, and whatever value I get from you, I seem that valuable to me, I'm willing to give you value back.
Well, but the thing is, Anthony, I'm not perfect, and you got to understand I'm not perfect. I come with some flaws, and whenever I give you my value, you got to take these flaws too. Whenever I make you spaghetti and meatballs, I got to throw a little bit of shit on top of it too with the Parmesan, because if you can't take me at my worst, then you don't deserve to have me at my best. No, man, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I've had these kind of conversations.
Yeah,
and it just, hearing you talk about it, like, rekindles the post-traumatic stress that I have from it, where I'm just like, oh, God, I'm in this. How do I get out of this?
I gotta tell you, man. While this was happening, I was really having like those flashbacks, and you know, this is when I knew I had to end it. I started to physically feel uncomfortable, right?
Man.
Where it bothered me, and it's like I feel uncomfortable just exchanging words with you.
The part that made me the most uncomfortable earlier was when you were like, so now that we're getting off the phone, now the next time we're going to talk, we got to open up with, hey, what happened last time? I like to call that, you were talking about shame earlier, I like to call that game of groans. That's like, oh, so now I got to know there's like going to be this introduction where we got to have this uncomfortable talk. And
so, this person, I'm trying to see if I can find the text thread that really,
put the nail in the coffin. Finalized.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I didn't even think of this whole time. Anthony, did you criticize a single mom?
Yeah. I did.
I can't believe it. Criticize. You know, Anthony, you know that being a single mom is the hardest job on planet Earth, right? I mean, Oprah told us that. It must be true.
No, I'm good.
Wait a second.
I'm good on that.
Hold on
narrative.
a second. I'm going to ask you point blank. Are you telling me that being a single mom is not the hardest job on Earth?
No, it's not. These bitches gonna catch that shit. All right, so there were a couple of text exchanges about, like, I because I DoorDash, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to be on your phone talking on DoorDash and actually getting in and out of your car and getting on your GPS to get to the destination, right, to the place you're driving to pick up the food and the place you're dropping the food off at, right?
It's not hard work, but it's work.
It's work. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, can't really talk to you fucking DoorDashing, right? well, why you got a DoorDash?
That was some personal. That was a personal fucking question.
Because it's interrupting with her available time to talk to me, right? It's not about what I need for my life. It's about, well, I can't talk to you because you're doing that. So why you need to do all that, right? And for me, we haven't built up enough rapport for me to get all involved and let you in on my finances and
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, like, why you got a DoorDash? I don't know. I was gonna buy some rims or
whatever the fucking reason is, right?
Whatever.
It don't matter. But she went out of town a couple of times, whatever and whatnot, and she was wanting to set up a meetup, whatever, right? And I was like, look, I can't. I got shit going on. I can't. We got to reschedule. We got to do something different. And then she was like, well, I don't have my kid now, so I don't have my kid. You should meet up with me. And I'm like, well, I can't. Hey, it seemed like a prime opportunity to actually be around you when you don't have to worry about putting your kid first. But I can't right now because I got other shit that I'm putting first, right? How dare I put anything first before her when she doesn't have her kid, right?
Jesus Christ.
And so she was upset and shit about it, and then it's fine. It's like, look, how about this? How about, since I can't be, in a perfect position with you about when you want things, maybe I'm just not that guy for you, right?
Uh-oh.
And she said, why am I going to the extremes? Why am I going to, ending it right now without giving it a chance? And I'm like, well, I don't think we match. I get a little irritated now every time I see your name come up.
Ooh. Anthony just dropping bombs. Anthony, the crowd was shocked by that one.
Listen, when you know that they don't provide as much value as you do, you can drop those bombs, right? Because this is what I expect when I do those. I expect self-correction. Because if you continue doing what you're doing, I'm no longer available to you. I'll show you. After that conversation, she said, well, I guess I'll let you go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let me see. And I hung up, I didn't say bye, whatever. She called me. She said, she called me and then she texted me. She said, hey, I called, right? That was it, around 1:30. And then the next one later that night at 5, she said, you okay, right? Never responded, okay? She didn't see what happened there. There's not enough value that she brings to me to even respond to, are you okay? And that's what women don't understand. When they lose value, first of all, you already had a lowered value based on your situation, but you did offer some value in return that kind of balanced you out a little bit. But now your attitude towards me in conversation is more. To me, it was more selfishness. About, you're not giving me what I want when I want it, so I don't want to hear anything about what you got going on and why you got to do that anyway. You don't make enough money, bitch. What?
I mean, don't most of these bitches talk about? I mean, I can handle a dude that makes 42,000 as long as he ambitious,
Right.
But instead, we're just getting a lot of
Sign language.
a lot of woe is me. I mean, and now was that the last interaction that you had?
Yes. When I didn't respond, I never. I don't know if she called or whatever. I don't know, but I went ahead and blocked her. So don't know if she tried or not. I didn't want to, cause do you want to even have to explain why you're not interested anymore?
Poor Anthony just king cut off over here.
Oh, what else? Oh, before I left out a point. I left out a part. The time that she told me that she wanted to meet.
Hold on, Anthony. She called in.
Oh shit.
Get to it. What would you like to say to Anthony? Ma'am, what would you like to say to Anthony?
That sounds.
I gave you an opportunity to get on this show. What would you like to say? Oh, okay. Ma'am. I don't think she's too emotional, Anthony.
Okay.
I'm going to cut her off.
All right.
Sorry about that, audience. We thought she was going to bring some clarity. We wanted to get her side of the story. I guess not. But anyways, you left out a key part.
I left out a key part, man. Yeah. What before the time that she was telling me she wanted to meet up and I didn't have time. She found out. She caught that shit.
Oh, that Rona.
That Rona.
Wow.
So had I met up with her and fell to her cries of come see me, I would have had that shit.
So you left a poor sick girl. Now I understand why. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sorry, Anthony.
Now she understand. Now you understand her and shit now, right?
Yeah. Poor young lady. Here, wait on the line. Wait on the line. Thank you. Yeah, and guys, we're making light of this now, but this type of behavior, if I have to remind you, I will. These are the same types of women that will laugh about a man having his penis cut off and given a life sentence to no sex for the rest of his life. This is what we're talking about the normalizing of disrespecting men and the lack of awareness. These baby mamas that are in shameful situations. Shame. 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 You divorced? Shame. Single mom? Shame.
Bad attitude?
Shame. Kid can't act right when you're on the phone?
Shame.
Shame is a healthy tool, everybody. Be a little shamed every now and then. None of us are perfect. Because shame will lead you down the road of humility. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen?
That shit's attractive.
Yes, it is. And when you walk down the road of humility, not a lot of traffic.
Nah.
Thanks for making us a part of your week. I hope this helped you and enlightened you and made your life better. I am Wesley.
I'm Anthony.
And we appreciate you guys for listening to
Red Pill Phone Tap.